Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. So in today's video, I'm going to do a chit chat, get ready with me, and I'm going to tell you guys some stories about times that I've been racially profiled. This is a little bit of a different type of video. I'm still going to be doing my makeup, but we're just going to talk about racial profiling and how it makes us feel. So if you guys would like to hear my stories and also see how I achieved this makeup look, please keep on watching. Hey everyone, so this video I'm going to talk about, so I know that you guys probably heard, I don't know if it was a week or 2 weeks ago, when SZA, the singer, obviously, when she was in Sephora and she called her security Sandy. A lady at Sephora and a Sephora employee basically called security on her because I guess they thought that she was stealing, and they called security on her because they thought she was stealing. Obviously she looks like she's stealing probably because she's black, of course, right? So this prompted me, I thought about making this video like last week, but I don't know, I was just doing other things and I didn't make the video. So I was like, you know what, I still want to make this video because I want to tell you guys my experiences with racial profiling that happened to me. So I'm going to tell you guys a couple of different scenarios of when it's happened to me. And obviously while I'm talking to you guys, I'm going to be doing my makeup. I'm not going to really show the products that I'm using. I'm not going to talk about any of the products. This is just basically like a chit chat, get ready with me. But I'm just going to be telling you guys the different experiences I've had with racial profiling. So let's go ahead and get started. So I wrote down the fact that I have like 3 stories I'm going to tell you guys, like 3 whole stories to tell you guys about being racially profiled. So I'm going to start off with the not so severe ones, and the last one I'm going to save it for last, the last story, because that one is the one that pissed me off the most. So this goes back to, I was still living in Virginia, and not all of these, I take that back. I was still living in Virginia for 2 of these. So the first story I'm going to tell you guys is when I lived in Virginia. This was probably about, so if I've been here for 3 years, it's probably been like 4 years ago. And I was at Target. I was actually on my lunch, where I was at work on lunch break. So on my lunch break, I worked near Target. So I went to Target on my lunch break. And that day, let me just add, that day I was feeling really good about myself. I had a nice beat on. I was dressed nice. Like, I was just feeling really good about myself that day. And I looked cute. So I went to Target. I got me a couple things that I needed. I went to Starbucks because, you know, there's always a Starbucks inside of Target. Got me a little vanilla bean frappuccino from Target. And now it's time for me to head out and go back to work. So as I'm walking outside of Target, me and an older white lady, we walked out kind of like at the same time. So she was in front of me and I was behind her. So I'm sipping on my vanilla bean frap, and I noticed that she kept looking back. Like, I'm walking and she kept she kept doing that, and then as she's doing that, she's like grabbing her purse closer to her. So I'm just like okay, I'm not paying this lady any mind because I'm confused. Like, okay, she's fucking weird. Like, why do you keep doing that? So once we make it outside, now at this point we're outside of Target, and we make it outside, and she's like, excuse me, is there a reason why you're following me? And I'm like, excuse me? And she's like, is there a reason why you're following me? And I'm looking at her like, lady, what? And I'm like, I'm not following you. And she just looks so afraid. She keeps clutching her purse. Like, she looks terrified. And I'm just like, I'm not following you. Like, I have no reason to follow you. I'm not security. Do I look like I'm security at Target? Like, no. So what a coincidence. I guess she thought that I was following her because we literally parked right next to each other. So once I realized that we parked next to each other, that's what indigned me. I'm like, did this lady think that I was like trying to rob her or something? Like, you was really clutching your purse, you're looking back at me, you looking all scary. And I was like, excuse me, I want to let you know that I'm really offended that you thought that I was following you. Like, And I'm just going to my car, like we're in Target. There's a bunch of other people walking out. There's people behind me, behind you, like, but you're afraid that I'm following you. Why is that? Why were you so afraid, clutching your purse as if I was about to rob you at 12:30 p.m. in the Target parking lot? So I was like, I'm really offended that you assumed that I was following you. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm just so sorry. And I was just like, well, I could have been the angry black girl. But at that point, my feelings was already kind of hurt. Like, do I look scary? Like, I know I'm tall, but goddamn, I'm not that tall. And I'm just like, do I look scary or something? So I went back to work and I started asking my coworkers, like, do I look scary? They're like, no, you look so pretty. You look beautiful today. I'm just like, well, and I told them the experience that I just had. And they were just like, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. And I really feel some type of way about it. So that was one experience that I had. And it's just like, this lady thought that I was basically trying to rob her. And I'm pretty sure, and let's be real, if I was a white girl, that would not have crossed her mind at all. She wouldn't have looked back multiple times. She would have been clutching her purse. None of that would have happened at all if I was of a different race. So yeah, that was the first story. So like I said, we can just start off pretty light and then we'll go to the more extreme. The next story that I have, this was probably, we'll say two and a half years ago, something like that. I'm gonna say something like that. And this is when I actually lived in Baltimore. So I went to Ulta. This is the reason how I thought about this, how I thought about making this video, is because SZA, she was at Sephora. This happened to me at Ulta, and now I'm in Baltimore. And so let me just say that I like to go to places like on a weekday, like a Tuesday or Wednesday, 7:30. I like to go to certain places because I know for a fact it's not going to be packed, because people aren't going to really be out rather than going on a Saturday where I feel like everyone is out and about. So I went to Ulta and I was at work just thinking about it all day. Like, I can't wait to go to Ulta because let me tell you, I had money to spend that day. Okay, I had about $400 worth of gift cards to Ulta, and I wanted to spend, of course, my own money on the remaining balance. So I was excited. I had money to spend, and like I said, I was excited. So I'm at work, like, can't wait to get off. I go home. I'm doing everything, like, I'm making dinner, like, because at 7 o'clock, 7:30, your girl is going to Ulta because I'm about to rack up on some makeup. And I was just so excited, like, just so excited to go shopping, minding my business at Ulta. So the time comes and I go to Ulta, and when I walk in, they're like, hello, welcome to Ulta, whatever. So I'm like, hi. So like I said, I have money to spend. Not only do I have money to spend, I have time. I have time to browse. If I want to look at this section for 30 minutes, I'm going to look at this section for 30 minutes because I got money to spend and I want to spend it wisely. So when I walk in, it's like a white girl. She works there. And she's like, hi, do you need anything? I'm like, no, I'm fine. Thank you so much. Okay? That should have been your one and only time asking me if I need anything, unless I asked you that I need something. So she's like, okay. So she walks away. So I'm browsing, I'm picking stuff up, I'm putting it back, picking stuff up, putting it back, because why not? I can't touch the things that I possibly might buy. I can touch whatever I want in this store. So I'm just picking stuff up, putting it back. She comes back over again. Like, at this point now, she's just lingering around me. Like, when I first came in, she was behind the register. Now that I'm here, I'm in one aisle, she's in the aisle next to me. I'm here, she's right behind me, like, sis, what is you doing? You're not putting up anything. You're just, like, touching stuff to make it seem like you're doing something. So she's like, do you need anything? I said, no, I'm fine, thank you. So I continue to do my thing. She continues to follow me. So at this point, I know that you're following me because I'm purposely just going around this whole store, and all of a sudden every time I turn around, you're just there. So when she turns around, when I turn around, I see her there. She was like, hey, do you need anything? I was like, no, I'm fine. Like, I don't need anything. She was like, okay, just let me know if you need anything. Like, okay. So, you know, I have a couple things in my hand at this point. Would you believe that she asked me for the 4th time if I needed help with anything? At this point, it's just being, you're doing way too much. So I was like, you know what? Yes, I do need help. Can you go get me a bag? Because, you know, in Ulta, they give you the bags that you can put all your products in. I was like, yeah, can you go get me a bag? She was like, oh, sure. So she goes over, she gives me a bag. Once she gives me the bag, it's like she finally stopped asking me if I needed help with anything. So I'm throwing my stuff in the bag. And like I said, I have money to spend. I have time to waste. I've been waiting for this all day. So just leave me alone. Like, I'm trying to shop in peace. That's why I came here on a Tuesday at this time. Just leave me alone. So I'm just browsing around. Like I said, I'm still picking stuff up. I'm swatching. I'm just having me a good old time. Like, I could have left because she was really irritating me, but I have been waiting too long for the time for me to go to Ulta to spend those gift cards. So I was like, you know what? I'm not about to let her ruin my day or my night. Like, you're not about to ruin it for me. So I continue to shop around, and finally I get everything that I want. So I have a bag full of makeup, like full of makeup, so much makeup. And when I go to check out, all of a sudden, now she's at the cashier's desk. So she's like, hey, I can take you here. And I'm like, perfect. So I started dumping all my shit on the counter. And when I say I had a lot of product, I had a lot of product. So she's bringing everything up and she's just like, wow, like that's a lot of makeup. I'm like, mm-hmm. And she was like, oh wow, you're gonna have so much fun. I'm like, mm-hmm. So she's ringing it up, she's ringing it up. At this point, my total was like, I think my total was like $600 something. So I gave her one gift card, give her another gift card, give her another gift card. Now my balance is like, I think I had to pay like $1 something out of my own money. And I went ahead and paid. My shit went through. Give me my receipt and I leave. My thing is with this story is you followed me. The first 30 minutes of me being in the store, you were you was agitating me. Like, you're bothering me. I came here to shop. Leave me alone. Just leave me alone. And it's like, out of all, well, not out of all the people, but out of the other people in the store, like, why aren't you asking them 5,000 times if they need help with anything? Like, I understand I don't have makeup on, but goddamn, like, just leave me alone. Like, you're getting on my nerves, sis. Like, you're really getting on my nerves. So that was kind of annoying. That was one of those annoying things. Like, do you think I'm here trying to steal something? Like, I don't need to steal anything. I don't need to steal a thing. Just keep that in mind. So this last story, as I said, I was going to save the best for last. So this last story is a little bit more lengthy because the police was involved with this one. Alright, so for this last story takes place in Virginia. And honestly, I don't know how many years ago this was. I think I was like 23, 22 or 23 when this happened. I'm not sure, honestly. I really don't remember. But so I'm gonna try to tell the story to the best of my ability because I remember the main parts, but there's some parts that I just don't remember. So I just know that it was me, and I'm gonna say it was me, 2 other girls, and 3 guys. So we all decided that we wanted to go to a local hookah bar. We're in our town that we lived in, we wanted to go to a hookah bar. None of us have ever been to this hookah bar before. So because there's so many of us, we're in 2 cars, we all meet up and we go inside the hookah bar. So when we go inside, there's literally no one in there except for like another table. And the other table was a group of white people. And when we go in, first of all, no one ever greeted us. No one greeted us whatsoever. So we sit down, there's a table for all of us to fit. And we sit down, there's like menus on the table. So we're looking at the menus and we're deciding what we want to get. So it's about, I would say like 10-15 minutes go by. No one's coming to our table to ask us if we need anything, to take our order. And again, we've never been there before. But I am seeing the waiter, you know, he's definitely asking the other group of people, or the other table of the white people, you got anything, this is, like, they have like water on their table, they got their hookah going, like they look like they're pretty set to me. So after a while, because there were so many of us, you know, we're just having like conversation. And then we start to realize like, what's taking so long? Like, why is no one coming over to see if we need anything? So after like another 5 minutes, at this point, we've been sitting here for like 20 minutes. I'm like, okay, now at this point, the cashier, he's just chilling. So I go over there and I'm like, excuse me, me and my friends have been here for like 20 minutes. Like, is someone gonna come over and take our order? And he's like, if you want to order something, you have to come up here and ask for it. I said, okay, well, unfortunately, none of us have been here before, so we didn't know that. Something in my head said, okay, so you allow people to just come here and just chill, just sit here and chill out and not buy anything. Like, no one asks, do we have to ask for water too? Like, why do they have water at their table? We don't even have a drink anywhere. Like I don't understand. So I'm just like, okay, well, we've never been here before, so how will we know that we need to come over here and, you know, put our order in for the hookah? And he's just being very standoffish, like he don't got time. So I don't know exactly what happened, but we ended up leaving. We never got anything. So I don't remember if they told us to leave or if I was just like, yo, let's leave because clearly they don't want us here. Like, I don't remember that part of how we left. But he was like, you know what? God damn it, I'm always getting foundation on my hair. But I was like, you know what? Let's just leave. So we left. What a waste of time. This is the part of the story that really, really irritated me because it was like he got racially profiled twice in one night. So let me clip this back. So we leave, and like I said, we're in 2 cars because it's a bunch of us. And let me explain to you what happened. So we had made plans that we were going to follow my one friend to one of her friend's house because we were going to go pick something up. So I was like, you know, I was a driver for my car, and I had 3 other people in my car, and then it was my other friend driving, and she had the other guy in her car because they were like talking or dating at the time. I don't know. But so she's like, you know, just follow me. I'm going to go to my friend's house or whatever. Then after we go to her friend's house, we were just going to go back to my house. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, we're already like, what the hell? We just wasted our time at this damn hookah bar just to not get, we didn't even get served no damn hookah. Like, what a waste. So I'm following her. And when I'm following her, we're like on the main road. Please keep that in mind. We're on a main road. So it's not like we're in a residential, we're on a main road. So, you know, you have your 2 lanes, you got the right lane, and you have your left lane. So we were both in the left lane, so it was her, then me, because I'm following her. And in the right lane, there was a police car. So her and the police car are next to each other, I'm behind. So the police car goes or whatever, so she merged to get over behind the police. So then I merged to get over because I'm following my friend. And the police officer somehow slows down and gets over just to get behind me. So my friend makes a right turn, I make a right turn, the cop makes a right turn. And I already think it's weird, like you were already in the right lane, but you switched to get in the left lane so that you could slow down to get behind me. Okay. So at this point, every time my friend turns, I'm noticing I'm turning because I'm following my friend. The police officer is now following me. And every turn that we make, she's making it. So I was like, you know what? I feel like this police officer is following me. So we get to the neighborhood that we were supposed to be in, and the police officer parks behind me, turns on their lights. So I'm like, what the hell? Like, why the hell am I getting pulled over? Was not speeding whatsoever. Wasn't doing anything. Using my turn signals. Didn't do a thing wrong. So it's a white lady cop. The worst. I feel like those are the worst of the worst. So she comes out in her car. Well, we get out of the car first because, you know, we're at our destination. So the police officer comes over. No, we actually didn't get out of the car. At this point, we're still in the car. Mind you, it was like in the fall time. So you know, fall at night, it's chilly outside. Like, it's mad chilly. So it's not something that you just hanging out outside. So we were still inside the car. And the police officer, I wind my window down. I'm like, can I help you? And she puts her whole head in my car and she's like, okay, like, sis, what are you smelling for? Like, what are you trying to smell? You see black people in my car. You see black dudes in my car. Let me guess, you think that we smoking weed, right? That's exactly what you think. Joke's on you. Just got my car that day. So it was nice and fresh. Not a scent of nothing in sight. No one smokes in my car. So you're not going to smell anything but freshener. So she's like, whose vehicle is this? I'm like, it's mine. She's like, this is your car? Yes. As if I can't drive the car that I was driving. And she's like, can I see your license and your registration? So I'm like, why am I getting pulled over? Like, why are you asking me for this? I'm confused. And she was like, well, clearly you were trying to get my attention. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I was? Like, how was I trying to get your attention? And she's like, she gave us 3 different stories. Where's my setting powder? She gave us 3 different stories, by the way. So the first story is you were trying to get my attention because, no, what'd she say? You had your music blasting. I'm like, my music wasn't blasting. And even if it was blasting, like I said, we're on a main road. We're not disturbing anyone. But my music wasn't blasting because me and my friends were actually having a conversation, the ones in my car, and we were just talking about how pissed off we were about our experience that we just had in the damn hookah bar. So that's a lie, because the music was fairly low. Like, I don't even know if you were listening to music because we were all having a conversation. So I'm like, my music was not loud. She was like, your music was loud. I could hear it from my car. I'm just like, this lady is just lying. So the guy that was in the front seat, he's upset, like, you know, like, because he knows that it's bullshit. He's like, why are you pulling us over? Because the music was loud? He was like, we weren't even listening to any music. And she was like, yeah. And then you were hanging out the window like you were trying to get my attention. What? Hanging out the window? She literally was like, yeah, you rolled the window down, you were hanging out, and you were doing like this. Like, she literally did that. So at this point, we're laughing. Like, we're laughing at her because, wow, like, you're literally just making shit up. First of all, it's cold outside. No one's window's down. Oh, yeah, and she also said that he was yelling out the window. Yelling out the window, flaring his hands out the window, trying to get her attention, even though none of this even happened at all. Because it's cold outside. So he's like, you know, he was like, man, he's like, officer, you're lying. He was like, I never did that. She was like, yes, you did. I seen you and you guys were following me. So you guys were clearly trying to get my attention. I was like, how the hell would we following you if you're behind me? That doesn't make any sense. So she's pulling us over because she said my music was too loud. She said that the guy in the front seat was hanging out the window, yelling at the window, trying to get her attention and wailing his arms out. Then she said that we were following her, even though how can you follow someone that's behind you? She's behind me, but she's saying that she followed me. So she's like, you know, you guys need to get out the car. So we get out the car, I give her my license. She's like, this is where you live? I'm like, yes. Where I live was in a predominantly white area because she could tell by the city. So she's like, you live here? Who do you live here with? My mom? Like, what is your deal? Like, she just is so shocked that, oh my God, a black person that can afford to live in this area? I'm like, wow. So at this point, the guy, he's really, like, one of the guys who was really, really upset because, I mean, as he should, like, you're pulling us over literally for no reason. Like, you have no reason to pull us over. You're literally making shit up as you go. So she's like saying, you know, you guys can't be in this neighborhood. Why? Why are you guys here? Because we have a friend that lives here. Okay, well, you guys can't be in this neighborhood. Mind you, this is a regular ass neighborhood. It's not no gated community. Basic ass neighborhood. It was actually, like, I felt like there was like condos or apartments or something. And you're telling us that we can't be here? It's not like it's like 1 o'clock. Even if it was 1 o'clock in the morning, we're over 18. We can do whatever the fuck we want. So she was like, you guys can't be in this neighborhood. I'm like, why can't we be in this neighborhood? Is there a sign that says that you can't be here after 9 p.m.? Like, what's the deal? It's not a gated community. Why can't we be here? And she's just making stuff up as she goes because she doesn't know what else to say because she's just bullshitting at this point. So the guy, he's getting really upset. He was like, the fact that I'm out here wasting my, I think it was a Friday night. He's like, I don't want to be out here in the cold, wasting my Friday night talking to you or whatever. He's like, it's bad enough that our night already got wasted while we trying to go into the damn hookah bar. So she's just like, I need everyone's license. I need everyone's address. And he's like, I'm not giving you my address. She was like, you need to give me your address. For what? Like, what are we giving you? What does he need to give you the address for? Like, what are you trying to do? So then she calls her back up. So I'm like, oh my God. Like, this lady is literally bullshitting to the point to where I'm just like laughing because I'm so angry, and you have to laugh to keep from really going the fuck off, basically. So she calls her back up, and another cop comes or whatever. Thank God for this other cop. He was also white. He was a white male. So he already looks like he's tired or whatever. He probably worked a long shift. So he comes over. He's like, you know, what's the problem? And she proceeds to tell him, what did she tell him? I can't remember exactly what she told him. Oh yeah, she was like, yeah, they were trying to get my attention, so now they got it, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, sir, that's not true. Like, I'm not sure why she keeps saying that we're trying to get her attention. I was like, she didn't told us that she pulled us over told us three different reasons of why she pulled us over. I said, first she said that we were yelling out the window and trying to get her attention by wheeling our arms out the window. I said, it's cold out here. I said, we're not doing that. We're in my car having a conversation. I was like, and then she said that she's pulling me over because my music was too loud on the main road. And I was like, and then she also said that we were trying to get her attention by us following her, even though she was behind me. So he's looking at her like, okay, like, so why'd you pull them over? Like, what's the problem? And she's just looking at him. She's just like, yeah. He's like, okay, so what's the problem? And she's just looking at him because she doesn't even know what to say. So he's like, so basically you pulled them over for nothing? Like, so basically this white cop, he basically saved the day because he's telling her, like, you know, what did you pull, like, he, at this point now he's getting angry. Like, what did you pull them over for? What was the reason? Like, why are you calling for backup? And she doesn't know what to say because she doesn't have anything. Like, you're just lying. Like, you literally wanted to find us. You just thought you saw black people in the car, black young people in the car. You just knew that you were going to probably catch us with weed or drinking in the car, something. You just knew that you were going to get us with something, but you got us with absolutely nothing, to the point to where you literally had to make up stories. Like, you literally had to make up stories to try to justify why you pulled us over. So the other officer, the male officer, was just like, you guys are free to go. I don't see what the issue is here. And he's looking at the lady cop like we gonna have a talk. Like, we need to have a talk. And now he was like, you know, I'm sorry for you guys' time being wasted. I'm like, yeah, it's cold out here. Like, be out here in the cold. And I was like, oh, she also told us that we couldn't be in this neighborhood. And he's looking at her. He's like, okay, so why not? Like, what are they doing? I said, all I did was park. And she parked right behind me. And we were not allowed to be in this neighborhood. And he's looking at her like, okay, so why can't they be in the neighborhood? And she's just not saying anything. Like, I mean, honestly, what can you say? I just feel like she probably called for backup, hoping in hopes that the officer was, you know, gonna take her word or stick up for her and try to write us up, give us a ticket or try to get us in trouble for something. But it didn't work out in her favor because the officer knew that we did absolutely nothing wrong. And I was like, you know, and I was also telling him, like, you know, she doesn't think that my car was mine. She asked me multiple times, like, this is your car? And I was like, the city where I live, I was like, I told him where I lived, and she just couldn't believe that I would live there. Like, what is your problem? I don't understand. And it just makes me so angry because, you know, there's people that's just like, oh, just do what they say. Just do what they say. Like, it comes to a point where it's like, yeah, I did everything she said, but now you're literally just lying. You're literally lying on me, lying on us, saying that we did all these things, trying to get us in trouble. For what? For what? Like, why do you want us to have some kind of record? She could have said anything. And all it could have took was for that officer to be like, yep, let's go ahead and write them up with this and that. You know? And just like that, we could have just been in trouble, or we could have had some kind of record for no reason. And it's so sad because just think about all the people that haven't, that really didn't do anything. And officers just feel like, oh, well, I'm bored and they're black, so let's just go ahead and fuck with them. Like, it's not right. It's not right at all. And it's really, really upsetting. And it really pisses me off because, you know, you have those some people that are just like, oh, well, you guys should have did this. You guys should have did that. Instead of just saying, like, you know, oh, those officers is wrong. Not every cop is a good cop. Because in that situation, that the female cop was the bad cop. And the male cop, he was a good cop. He definitely saved the day. And I'm thankful for him because, like I said, that lady was making up all types of stories. And it's just like, in court, if we were to go to court, are they going to believe some black teenage kids? Or are they going to believe this white female officer? Let's be real. They would have believed her and not us. Even though everything she... But honestly, I don't think even a judge would believe that. Because at this point, you just made up so many different stories. Like, you made up so many different stories. No one should really believe her. But they could. They could have all ganged up on us and they could have just said, oh, they did that, you know? I'm pretty sure that I can speak for black people when I say that most of us, probably all of us, have experienced at some point of our life racial profiling. And some of us have experienced it more than once, like myself. And it just sucks because why does there always have to be this stigma that black people or people of color are just always doing the wrong thing, you know? And like, why do people have to associate us with, well, we can't have nice things, or you possibly can't be driving that car, or you possibly can't live in this area because what, is it too nice? Do I not belong there? Do you think I belong in the bad areas because I'm black? Like, it's just very annoying. It's very frustrating, and it just makes you feel a certain type of way. And it's not a good feeling, period. It's not a good feeling. So if this video made anyone feel a certain type of way, sorry, not sorry. I said what I said. If you feel like black people are just dramatic and we think everything is about race, not that we think everything is about race. It is about race, period. That's just what it is. Like, people are so blind to things that is just so out there, and people just so blind to the fact, or they try to make excuses. Oh, well, they probably did this. Oh, well, maybe if they didn't do this, then that wouldn't happen to them. And it's like, put yourself in our shoes just for once. If you can't ever say a time that you were racially profiled, which I'm pretty sure you can't, then I just feel like you just have no say on certain topics, you know? If you don't see the problem, you are the problem. Point blank, period. If you don't see the problem, you are the problem. Okay, guys, so this is the final look. I like the way this look came out. Too bad I'm not going anywhere. I'm about to really take this makeup off. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope to some people that this video opened your eyes to the things that do happen to Black people or people of color in this country. And it's not just on TV. Like, this shit happens every day in real life. And someone like myself, who I don't get in trouble, I don't do anything to get in trouble, it happens to me too. So yeah, and that's just, it is what it is. It's sad. It's our reality. It's not right. I'm never going to be like, oh, well, it's because I'm Black, I'm just going to go ahead and accept that this is going to happen to me. I'm never going to accept it, and it's always going to frustrate me, and it's always going to piss me off if it happens, and that's just facts. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a huge thumbs up. Make sure that you comment down below any of your experiences if you've ever been racially profiled, because I would love to hear your stories. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Tap the bell so that you're notified whenever I do post, and I will see you guys in the next video.